Hi, it's me, Gabriel Gavazzi, and today I'll talk about 25 questions that nobody asked for but I'll still answer them anyways. Why do you make so much short films? Well, I want to become a film director, so I think it's really important to start making short films on YouTube because that way you can practice and people can see your work, and who knows, some film producers may see my short films, which I really don't think will happen, but I mean, like, it's a chance. And I actually enjoy making films itself, so I won't stop doing them. Why don't you buy a camera? As you may know, I shoot all of my short films with my phone, and it can shoot 4K video. I bought the Filmic Pro app, and I have a full video on that if you want how to shoot a short film with your phone. And the two options I have now is to buy a cheap Canon camera, like the T5i or T7i, something like that. Actually, the T7i is kind of expensive, so that's not an option. Or to buy a Lumix G7 or a used Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera, which rovers around $500 too. But the problem with the Lumix G7, the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera, is that they have a micro four touch sensor, which means that they won't get this shallow depth of field, which APS-C sensors and full frame sensors get. So it doesn't make so much of a sense to like stop using my phone to shoot short films when I can't get like this shallow depth of field on a camera. And like the T5i doesn't have a great video quality, it doesn't shoot 1080p 60 fps, so that sucks if I want to do slow motion. So I just stick around with my phone and it works. It has a great quality, it's working, so there's no reason not to use it. Why the hell do you only do horror movies? I do horror movies because I just love horror. When I was a kid, my father rented this VHS tape of The Ring. I know it's weird because there's a cursed tape on the movie, whatever. But I remember waking up after watching that movie like, oh my god, that was like the scariest thing I ever seen. I was like 3 years old or 4 years old at the time, and I wanted to scare people like that. It's fun to do that. I like when a horror film is well made. It's not a cash grab movie like the ones we have nowadays. But I really enjoy horror movies, and I will probably continue doing those. What the fuck does Redbox mean? A lot of my friends watched my short film Redbox. By the way, if you haven't watched it, pause this video, open the short film and watch it from beginning to the end, please. Okay, have you watched it? Alright. A lot of my friends complained that they didn't understand what the hell does the short film meant, and that's because the purpose of the short film was for you not to understand on your first watch. Like, that happened with 2001: A Space Odyssey, that happened probably with The Shining, that happened probably with Inception, and a lot of other great films. There is a meaning on that short film, but I just don't feel like telling it. Like, it's cool to watch a film and get this strange feeling of, what did I just watch? I don't know. It's cool to like investigate what it actually meant and not have like everything just thrown to your face. And I like that. I don't plan to do my all of my short films like that, but I was experimenting, and I think that it was a cool choice. Do you use drugs? Yes, caffeine and sugar, but I'm trying to stop with the sugar. How did you do that hole in your wall? Open Blender. Delete the default cube. Nah, I'm just kidding, don't do it. I'm kidding again, exonerate the son of a bitch. Now create another exact same cube because you can. Scale it up in the Z-axis. Go to edit mode. Select the top face and delete it. Now you got yourself a nice something. Rotate it. Go to shading and add a new material. Add the color, roughness, and normal map that most match your wall. Make a mapping vector. Connect to all of the textures and resize it to make it smaller. Add some lighting, and hooray, you got yourself a nice looking square hole to make a 15-second short film with it. Which one of your short films do you like the least? I think that Oh Beverly, probably because, I don't know, it's just not my style. I was experimenting with other genres like drama, and yes, it's like, I'm not saying it's bad, but it just does not represent me. Just, it's not my style. But still, it's a great short film, in my own humble opinion. Which one do you like the most? I think that the one that I like the most is Paralysis because it's so suspenseful and like it has this narration on top of everything. It just worked out for some reason. I still don't know why quite, but I really like the short film. Are you wearing underwear? Yes. Are you only wearing underwear? I can explain that. What is your making process? Well, I usually just have these ideas and I take a note of them on the Google Keep website, which has like all of my ideas noted. And I just start to think about them. Usually I just write like some lines. Like I have an annotation of the Paralysis short film, which I just wrote all of the lines that myself talk, like a voiceover. Like, today is August 4th, and I dreamed I was dead. It's weird, I know I'm awake, but I just can't move. All of that was written before I write anything. And then I just go imagine the scenes, I start to think about it, I take a time, and I just shoot it. Usually I just take more notes about what I'm trying to shoot. And yeah, after it I just edit. I usually also record the soundtrack before because I get inspired by that. And it works out for me. And just upload to YouTube. Not to Vimeo most of the times because I I don't pay for Vimeo, and I usually just upload to YouTube. Which softwares are you currently using for your shorts? I'm starting to use Blender for 3D VFX. I switched to DaVinci Resolve for video editing. I usually record my audio in Audacity. For sound mixing, I started to use DaVinci Resolve's Fairlight, which is included even in the free version. That's cool. And Writer Solo for screenplay writing. Did you notice something? All of the softwares I told you are free. And I love free software. I love when a great software is just free, like Blender, DaVinci Resolve. There's so much great software and they're free. Like, of course, DaVinci Resolve has a paid version, but you can do so much with the free version. It's impressive. How much does your films cost? Approximately $0 most of the times. Favorite horror film? The Shining? Yeah, The Shining. Favorite game? Silent Hill. I just freaking love Silent Hill. I mean, I've played 1, 2, and 3, and I just love every single thing about those games. Like, they're so moody, and the soundtrack is just amazing. I think there wasn't a day since the beginning of this year that I did not think about Silent Hill soundtrack or even the Silent Hill story or anything about Silent Hill. Like, every single day I think about Silent Hill for some reason. That game just, I don't know, it just stayed on me. It's really great, and I wish there was a remake or a remaster or anything. Do you have hard times speaking English? Yes. Do you still make music? Right now I'm focusing more on doing the soundtrack for my films, but I'll probably get back to it sooner or later. I really enjoy to make music. Dude, I had one crazy ass idea for a short film. Can I send it to you? Of course. If you have a crazy, it can be the craziest idea on the world or anything for a short film or for music, for anything media related. You can write down an email to this address I'm putting here, probably like down here, and tell me about it. Do you have a bizarre idea for a horror short film? Tell me. Do you intend to go to film school? Yes, I want to go to film school, but there are two problems. One, they're usually really expensive. Two, they're really hard to get in. Because in my country, the good universities are the free ones, the public ones. And those are kind of hard to enter. So in my city, there is only one public university that offers film degree. So I don't know if I'm going to enter, but anyways, I'm just studying film on YouTube right now and it's working great. Favorite TV show? That has to be Twin Peaks. Favorite song? That one's hard. I think that War Pigs by Black Sabbath is a flawless song, but I also really like Pyramid Song by Radiohead too. Why did I never scare myself watching your short films? They suck. Well, because I don't make my short films usually to scare because I don't like jump scares. I mean, there are some cases that jump scares work, but I prefer to create this tenseful, suspenseful mood. And I mean, yes, some of my short films have jump scares, but I don't think that my real intention with those short films was to scare you. It was more to like to make you tense and everything, you know. The horror films that I most like contains a few to no jump scares, and I think that that's the reason that I love them so much. So, how much often do you shoot a short film and not post it? A lot of times, like a lot. Oh, hi. What's the hardest part for you in making a short film? Probably the part after having an idea and before shooting it, that's the exact part where all the greatest ideas go straight to trash. I'm watching all of your short films, but I didn't subscribe yet. What are you doing? I'm stuck on what they call mind as fuck. I'm stuck trying to get my